Let's have a little truck talk. It's been a while. We're going to talk about mapping your intentions and visualizing. That was a good bump. Visualizing goals in your life. Now, I've said many, many times to y'all and to other people, you need to be able to see a target in order to hit the target. So if you don't know what you want out of life, it's very hard to complain when you don't get anything out of life. Right? It's like when you're hungry, but you don't know what you want to eat, and you look in the fridge 14 times and the pantry 12 times, and look at all the takeout menus if you still live in Babylon, and nothing's appealing to you because you don't know what you want. And so you just kind of throw your hands up in the air and say, I'm dejected. I do not approve of this situation. So, I want to give you, this road is great. I want to give you some background, some structure, a hierarchy as I see it. The first thing, we're going to work from the top down, like layers of an onion, you know, like Shrek, the ogre, like layers of an onion. Or the top layer, the biggest picture, is your ideology in your life. What do you think, right? I'm going to put some light on. There we go. It's only 8:16. I've only been up since 2:30 this morning. That's pushing 18 hours. It's no big deal. So ideology is the science of ideas, and it's the basis of your ideals, right? It's like your core tenets. What do you think? What do you believe, right? That's the top. The next layer down from that is your philosophy. Philosophy is the theoretical study of a branch of knowledge, and it can also be academic discipline. Philosophy is thinking about things that you experience and observe, shaped by your ideology. Okay, so next, underneath that, is strategy. Strategy is a plan of action to achieve an overall aim. So your ideology informs your philosophy. Your philosophy informs your strategy. Your strategy informs your tactics. What are tactics? I don't mean like doing ninja stuff at 3 a.m. kicking doors in. I mean, we talk about the practical tactical, right? What are tactics? That was an excellent bump. Carefully planned actions and methods. The how. Okay. We're starting to work our way from the top, the biggest picture, down to the smallest picture. Right? How do you eat an elephant? The elephant is your ideology. Right? One bite at a time. We are working our way to the one bite at a time. Okay. Now you have actions. So you map out your actions to achieve your goals, right? You need to visualize what your goal is. I stated earlier this year, right around the turn of the year, that I was going to make $100,000 this year and get a new truck. We're on our way. For the sake of time, I'm not going to dive into the tactics and strategies that I'm using to make that happen. But I'll tell you this, you reap what you sow. You got to put the work in, and you get what you give. So if you're putting good out there, I don't mean in a karmic sense, but if you're helping people, people will be inclined to help you. So, all right, we detoured. Actions, right? You need to have a target. You need to know what the target is. Visualize what your goal is. I want my family to become more involved in my preparedness journey. Okay. Next, right? What actions do you take to make that happen? What does that look like? Literally get a sheet of paper and write down, Susie, she's a strong believer in the Lord. I'm going to use passages from the book of Isaiah and maybe the story of Joseph to illuminate the value in being prepared in case SHTF. And then I'll bring that up casually in conversation and journal that, write it down, make it a goal, right? It will help you visualize it. If you need to, print out pictures or cut out pictures and put them in a book. And I know it sounds crazy, but put it in a book so you can visually see it. It will evoke an emotional response in you, right? And then when you beseech the Father and say, Father, I need help with this. I want Susie to be on board with this, right? You're bringing all of that emotional energy and that strength and everything that you're trying to do. You're bringing that together in conjunction with His will, and something will happen, okay? But actions, you need to map your actions out. And the last is, the bottom tier is execution. After you map those actions out, you have to actually do them. It's not enough to think about it. It's not enough to write it down. You've mapped all of this out. You've basically constructed a plan to achieve your goal, right? To accomplish the mission, whatever the mission is. You have to know that first. And that's tough. You know, it could be something like, well, I don't know what my goal in life is. Okay. Go back and re-examine all of these steps. To thine own self be true. You got to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, spend some more time with you. Get to know you again. So you have to execute on those action steps that you've outlined. So one more time from the top, quickly. In order to hit a target, you have to be able to see the target. You have to identify the target. Okay, there's a reason why the A-10 Thunderbolt, aka Warthog, has forward-looking infrared, because if it's 4 o'clock in the morning and somebody needs a 30 mil depleted uranium round through the side of their head, the FLIR can see them even at night. They can see the target, they can hit the target. So you have to identify the target, and visualization will help you with that. Or write it down. Write down a list of goals. You can do bullet points. You can do a goal as a header and then a paragraph underneath each one, or maybe a couple of sentences or whatever. But literally write it down. Speak, affirmations on it. I'm going to get a new truck and earn $100,000 this year. Believe it, okay? From the top down, ideology, up top, biggest picture, your core tenets and beliefs, what make you you. Next, philosophy, the study of those ideals, those things that make you who you are. That philosophy informs your strategy. Your strategy is your long-term approaches to navigate the landscape of your goals. The strategy is the long-range how-to. The tactics are the short-term methodologies to accomplish your end goal, okay? Your actions are mapped out. This is how I'm going to do it. And then your execution is the actual performance of those actions. So I know there's been a lot of discussion back and forth between myself and several of y'all about getting unstuck in life, or how do I move forward, or I don't even know where I am in life or where I'm supposed to be. Okay, identify the target, and this works both ways, right? Maybe you're executing, but you don't know what you're executing for. Well, go up the ladder until you have a better idea of what your philosophy is or what your ideology is. Who am I, right? It works in either direction. So there's just a little tip for you. It's 8:24 p.m. I'm about to be home, and I'm I've had enough of this day. I'm ready to go kiss my wife and hold my babies. So I hope this helps y'all, and we'll talk soon. Shalom.